All right. Um. Yeah. We can probably pretend like round three did not exist, at least for me. That was not a good performance from my internet or whatever it was last last week. I generally do not know what the fuck happened there. Probably my internet just had a shitty day because then on Tuesday for GPR it worked. Uh, Now it doesn't seem to be doing the same thing again. At least it's not dropping frames. So, yet. But, uh, round four, Miami with a sprint. So we have short quali, then a essentially a 50% sprint. So 10 laps, as you can see. Then another short quali, a short full quali, and then 50% race, 29 laps of Miami. Probably the worst track on the F1 calendar at the moment. I would probably say that Madrid is better, possibly. As you can probably hear as well, Titan has not joined yet. I don't know where is he. He should be here, but as of right now, I am alone. Uh, I mean, Titan is on F1. I don't know where is he. Um, Last round, uh, without me, there was no well, Titan streamed some bits of the race. Gecko won pretty nicely, 8-second gap to Norris, who finished second. Then the two McLarens, Reese and Mintocchi. Then Cookie in fifth, Robin in sixth, Tiger in seventh, Nidal in eighth, Fake TB in ninth, and Torn Penguin rounds off the top 10. Then it's Will Gibson, Derry Goat, Invade, Jack, and then shit ton of DNFs, including Top G, Blonde, Pony Blue, Josh, Regent, Dominic, Frank Tank, and Molly. For tonight, we have half the grid pretty much is going to be reserves. It seems like it, because the non-participating list is fucking massive. We should have Gecko and Cookie in the Mercedes, Ferrari, Andrea. This is only full-time drivers listing at the moment. McLaren, Reese and Mintocchi. Red Bull, F1 Shorts. Alpine, no one. Uh, VCarb Optic. I'm assuming that is gonna be Top G. Yeah, that is him. Uh, Haas, Josh. Williams, Night Owl. Audi, Dylan. Cadillac is Dairy Goat, and then Aston we have Frank Tank and Red Fire. So that's, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 full-time drivers only for Miami. I mean, to be fair, I don't blame them. Uh, Pretty much the rest of Europe, besides the Nordic countries, uh, have it's fucking hot. It's really fucking hot at the moment. Um, so and it's the worst track for a lot of people. It's the worst track. Not even just pace, just overall driving it is shit. But I'm speaking from my experience and my personal opinion. So I understand that some people do not want to drive this, and don't want to drive this, and aren't driving this. There is Titan. Let's see, when is he gonna join the Discord? Hopefully he doesn't start a separate stream for whatever reason. Uh, Might be on a wrong account. Could be. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to get that other uh account connected, but he's in here, but he's still not in the Discord chat or voice chat, so he still needs to get in here. So far I'm alone. Frank Tang in the Red Bull. Uh, We have Regent in the Haas. Roadmaster in the Cadillac as reserve. Uh, Red Fire in the V Cup as well. Miniko in the Alpine. Wrecked in the Audi. Josh to Ferrari. TB to Williams. Uh, Finlay as well. Alpine. Dom Cadillac. So far we only have 19, so we're still missing Audi, what there's and Aston Martins expected. Hi Titan.
What's up?
Took took you a bit. I'll be honest. Took you a bit to join it here.
Yeah. Yeah, just figuring out some shit that's going on.
Ah, fair enough. Yeah, it seems like the stream at the moment is well, we haven't got cars out, so we'll see if it's gonna be fine. It was as well fine last week before the cars got going. So we'll see.
Well, via my phone, stream's about a couple seconds behind than it is on the live stream, but so
I mean that's normal.
we're okay right now, but we'll see how it pans.
Oh, we got a terrorist in the name of Bobby. Uh, probably from GPR terrorist. You don't know Titan. You don't know the lore.
No, I don't.
Of him. Yeah. Pretty much he's well. Most of the times he drives good, but he has got a reputation that he sometimes is a terrorist. So he usually drives fine, but when he does something, he does quite big.
hmm
Crashes. Funny enough, the moment that you joined, the the internet on like in the lobby is like fucked now. Okay, now it's coming back a bit. But how was last? How was the race last week? Because I don't know.
it got a bit crazy.
I saw
It got
from
a
the
bit
amount of
crazy.
DNFs that it was a bit crazy. There was like what 7
Yeah,
DNFs?
we have 8. We had 8
Jeez.
DNFs, and we had some good battling on the stream. I wanted getting good action of Reese and Cookie battling throughout the S's with about a couple of laps ago, and then and my game crashed.
Lovely.
Oh,
My,
never mind.
ah, mine is fine.
Never mind. It just
Right.
froze.
Jeez.
Oh, fucking scared me.
What do
Anyway.
you think?
But yeah, Reese and Cookie were battling throughout the S's with like 5 to go, and then Blonde wound up having a mistake, spun out at the exit of the Casio Triangle, was parked was at the pit
Jeez.
entrance, and then he came out onto the track, not realizing that TB and Top G were coming his way. TB had to go into the grass to avoid him, and Top G had nowhere to go and crashed into him.
My
Blonde
God.
wound up getting a 10-second penalty because of that.
My God. So quite entertaining for Suzuka. I'll say that. Usually Suzuka is not that entertaining, but from what you say, it was pretty entertaining in the end. Of course, new racks also help.
Oh yeah.
Well, new racks don't change the fact that Miami is the worst track on the calendar. Anyways, so
Yep.
got short sprint quali SSQ definitely goes very well from the mouth. 20 cars, so no Astons expected. No one wants the 50 horsepower deficit to the rest of the pack. Yeah.
We're here driving F1 cars, and Aston Martin are trying to make do with their Formula 3 engines.
Yeah. Yeah, in all like in real life in Austria, they were behind. They were a second behind Cadillac. Alonso was a second behind Bottas. Like Jesus Christ. And that is from P21 to
I need to
P20.
see that. I need to see that because I missed the Austria qualifying, so I need to get caught up on that.
There was one pretty big, well, controversy on that, but I'll spare it. Because you can. I'm not gonna
Fair enough.
spoiler it.
That's fine. I'll definitely see it when I open up my F1 TV app on my phone.
But
Nice
yeah,
thing is that even though F1 TV moved to Apple, I can still watch it from the app itself. I mean, the only difference is that I'm only paying like not even $2 more a month. That's it.
yeah. Okay, we have a lot of cars now out on circuit, of course, because it's a 12-minute quali session. It's pretty much like you put the full grid into Q3 with the amount of time like in Q3. So it's like Q3 but the full grid. So we'll see how it's gonna go. But we have, of course, 2 quali sessions and 2 races. First is, well, not shorter ones, as we have Night Owl, the first one on a flying lap, so let's just go with him on a full one. The battery shouldn't, at least in qualifying, shouldn't be that bad of a thing, because you can pretty nicely regen through the first sector somewhat. You just then dump the whole ERS on this main, not really a straight, just dump the whole battery, and then into this, well, awkward bit, you can just whack it in on, and then you just regain a shit ton of battery. You can even see that his Night Owl already got 50%, now we're 60% through the chicane, and on the exit, out of whatever corner the number it is, to be honest, he has got already 80% of battery, and then you can just dump it, almost everything, onto this, well, more of a straight than the last one. Save a little bit more before the hairpin, and then after the hairpin you can just again dump the full battery to the line, and then that is a lap with Night Owl. It's gonna be at 126, 168 in the broken Williams. Josh goes P2, 126, 263. Finlay goes, well, 1.2 seconds behind Josh. Of course, car difference is quite big between those two. Then F1 Shorts goes third, 26.5. Got a lot of cars coming in. Redfire 130.4, so definitely a mistake on the lap. Gecko goes fastest on the softs, 125.237. 9/10 on Night Owl. Someone that can beat that is only Cookie on it. Maybe Andrea if he doesn't do the typical Ferrari stuff from 4 years ago. TP goes third, just in front of Josh. See what Cookie is doing, as he's gonna be just gonna cross the line and goes quite a bit behind Gecko, 25.510. Then we have Andrea goes fourth, 26.2. That's on the mediums, of course. Then
Yeah, pretty much everybody except for the Mercedes, their lap was done on the medium compound tires. The Mercedes is the only ones on there.
There's one.
But yeah,
Cadillac.
definitely.
Dog.
Yeah, definitely dumping some of that battery on that first of the long straights. And then they just as we saw with Night Owl, just went from 0 back to 80 after going through turns 11 through 16. That was really strong on his end. But we got some more drivers currently trying to get some runs in. Reese put in his run. It's a 26-1 for him in that McLaren. Mintoki was right behind, quite a bit behind. She's got a 26.5. It's 8 fastest right now, but like I said, these guys are all on the medium compound tire, so this is going to be. We'll definitely see how much quicker they will be once those softs come into play as going into this. As I put onto the socials earlier this week, Mercedes coming into this race, they're 3 for 3 for wins, and I'm wondering who can really put in a challenge to fight against them for a top honor spot. I'm
Hmm.
This is definitely going to be pretty good. And yeah, as you mentioned, this is a sprint weekend for this weekend, but it's also one of two of a double header because our next race, which is Canada, that is also a sprint race too.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know much really else to add to that, honestly, as that you are correct in that. Uh, and then after that, thankfully, we don't have a sprint for one race, but that's in 2 weeks' time. But Canada should be
Mm-hmm.
as well pretty good race with a sprint, but of course that's next week. We still have technically 2 qualifyings and 2 races ahead of us. Cookie's going for another run on the same set of softs. Through the first sector, just under his fastest time. Through the second sector, he's at 10th up. Gecko retires in the pit, so he doesn't want to waste any more of his tires. Cookie so far with a 10th up will be going for a 25.4, potentially a high 23.3, so he still will be 1.5 tenths behind Gecko. Slight oversteer on the exit. Does he go fastest? No, he doesn't. He doesn't beat his time even. So he stays second. So pretty much that should be for the Mercedes their laps done. Because I don't know if they can even whack another set of softs or whatever. But even if they could, I don't think that they would. You would just be wasting softs that you can save it for quali or just for later. But yeah, back to
Mm-hmm.
that what you said about challenging Mercedes. I mean, at the moment, I don't really see anyone really challenging that. Reese doesn't really have that pace. The same with neither Mintoki. Someone who could be the closest, maybe Andrea if he gets his pace, or maybe racecraft fixed bit. Um,
Yeah, he did get pole in Australia, but then there was that little infamous moment where he and Alex Norris wound up having an in stereo spin at the final corner.
yeah. And then on the exit out of turn two, he fucked it as well, to the left wall. So that
Which,
was
by the way, I will note for that one. Last I checked, that video of both Andrea and Alex Norris spinning has almost 4,000 views on our Twitter account. Got almost 4,000.
pretty good. I mean, quite easy with that clip. But yeah, the only one really at the moment, at least from this lobby that I can think of, would be F1 Shorts. The rest of it, I mean, what I've seen, the 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 seats are always changing with the contracts. I'm still trying to get my head around how the contracts work in here compared to GPR, where I'm a, a lot more
Oh,
familiar there.
but
But
we do have quite a bit of reserves in tonight, and also some changes that have occurred. So
yeah,
Mintoki being in the McLaren, that is now a full time, as Savage had stepped down to reserve, but then left McLaren Academy and is now a reserve in Red Bull, which, truth be told, I was his co-team principal and everything, but I find the move of his extremely strange. For him to move from what was essentially roughly the second best car in the game to being in an academy where game performance wise, the Red Bull is like the fourth, maybe fifth best car in the game, depending on the track.
Yeah.
I feel like Savage may have been taken a step down instead of that, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, especially with that broken Williams, you could say that Red Bull could be the fifth fastest car. Um, but that's yeah, it was quite strange honestly when I saw that as well. In the meantime, Reese
Oh,
goes fourth, 25.9. Josh went third, 25.7. What did you see from that reaction?
uh, I I was on with Bobby Lyons in as he got into the hairpin, the rear end just completely kicked out on him, and that cost him quite a bit because he was only 15 fastest, but I think that rear kept together. I think Bobby would have definitely been right around with Red Fire, right around in the 12th place spot, but that car just got nasty evil on him.
Mm. F1 Shots watching him. He's 7.5 tenths up through the second sector. He's got a 26.5. With that improvement, and if he will definitely find time through the third sector, he could potentially jump into that third place that Josh at the moment is, coming around the well, pretty much three final corners. And can he get that third place? No, he doesn't actually. 25.797, just behind Josh. Then Naira has invalidated, so he's done. Andreas still has a lap on him, quite wide into the hairpin, so that is some time lost, I think. Andrea goes fourth, 25.748. So at the moment, it's a Mercedes front row lockout, then it's a Ferrari second row lockout. And it doesn't seem like nothing is going to change at the top. We still have Finlay on the lap. Bobby's invalidated. There you go, in 17th. Top G went to 11th from pretty much last, so good for him. Just outside of that top 10. Finlay is the next one to cross the line. He's not on a lap, really, honestly. There you go, neither. So that is qualifying done. It is like I said, for the Mercedes front row lockout. Then the two Ferraris of Josh and Andrea. F1 Shots 5th, Reese 6th, Redfire 7th, Fake TB in 8th, Night Owl in 9th, Mintok in 10th, and then it's Top G, Frank Tank, Wrecked, Miniko, Finlay, Bobby, Dairy Goat, Regent, Dom, and Railmaster finishes last. Pretty expected qualifying. No real surprises here, honestly. Um,
Mm.
One thing is that Frank Tank, Mintoki, and Night Owl did not do their laps on softs. Neither did the Haas. So they have as well done their laps on mediums. So probably they could have done a better lap if they would be on softs, but I guess either they invalidated on the softs or uh, just didn't want to do the lap like Frank did because he retired quite early on, from what I remember. But yeah, it is Gecko on pole, Cookie in second, so not real surprises. Will be a showdown between the two Mercedes, or at least should be. Um, and we'll see who's gonna be first into the first corner. Of course, no pit stops in the sprint, so or you don't need to do pit stops. You can if you want, but if you do, then you have got damage most likely. Um, yeah. Mm. Just shows how exciting this track is. way this track needs to have the longest fucking contract. 2041, man. What the fuck? Hey.
Be back in just a sec.
It's taking its time as well as usual before the race starts. How many fans as well? Cody's couldn't be bothered to put more fans onto the grandstands. Yeah. Lap 1 pure Euro stomping. Can we get on, honestly, man? People are taking their sweet times. People are making tea at this time, I guess. Jesus. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and it is lights out. And we go here in the Miami Grand Prix. Gecko gets a pretty good start, like Cookie as well. Into the first corner, they are leading in 1 and 2. Josh does have a kind of a look on Cookie, but couldn't get it anyway. Shorts is in front of Andrea, so Andrea didn't really have a good start. Roadmaster has a 10-second penalty already for severe collision at the back. And we see that Regent and Roadmaster are 2 and 3 seconds away from each other. Toki is fighting with Finlay at the back. Toki is on the hard compound, so not surprising that she had a bad start. Redfire fighting with Fake TB into turn 11, and as Reese spins, I think he got spun round by either Redfire or Fake TB, as well. Andrea and F1 Shorts going very bold side by side through the chicane. Not really a place where you want to go. Yellows behind, that's Bobby causing yellows. Not a surprise that he's causing yellows. That's what I kind of was talking about. Behind the top 3, Andrea and F1 Shorts, as there's contact between Redfire and Fake TB into the braking zone. Guess just Fake TB wanted to go somewhere that maybe he just outbraked himself, but F1 Shorts kind not getting pressurized. But who is getting pressurized is Redfire, getting pressurized by Fake TB, still fighting for that now P6, which they kind of, well, they got, well, either someone just took out Reese. Bobby doesn't really have it, cannot be asked, so he decides to retire in the pit. Roadmaster as well in the back spins on the exit out of turn 2. In the lead, Gecko and Cookie, pretty expected that they have run out to the lead. Side by side, a bit close between the two. Cookie takes the lead of the race into turn 11. Cookie as well has a bit more ERS as well. Yeah.
George just got past Andrea going into turn 11. But yeah, to start the opening lap, I just got to Reese, and there was an accordion effect because Reese went into the back of, I couldn't tell if it was either Shorts or Andrea because they got hung up or something, which resulted in that happening, and then that accordion effect resulted in Reese getting tagged and spun out. And then when Reese was recovering and heading back, Bobby, who got spun in that tight chicane, he had help. He got bumped and spun by Goat Lee, who then got a subsequent 3-second penalty for quarter cutting, and then later a 10-second for kind of corner and gaining a place.
As in the meantime, Redfire was fighting with Andrea, now TB is fighting with Andrea. Andrea has at the moment lost 2 positions to, like I said, Redfire and Fake TB, but I think TB has a broken front wing on his left hand side. Yes, he does have a broken front wing on
Yes,
the
he
left hand
does.
side, so he does have some damage. I think that was him who maybe spun around Reese, or maybe he got damage from the braking into turn
Whoa! Andrea
17.
goes wide.
Yeah, Andrea goes very wide, missing his braking point. Top G is trying to go for a move around the outside of turns 13, 14. Does he make it? Andrea has to go off. Frank Tang is trying to go for a move as well on Andrea. Andrea just losing places left, right, and center. Gecko is overtaking Cookie, but honestly, the midfield battle is a bit more interesting. As Andrea is just now trying to overtake Frank Tang, but just cannot do it. Mintoki, in the meantime, is she gaining a place? It seems like she gained a place on Finlay, who lost a position as well to Miniko. Let's see if these are gonna maybe somewhat... No, they don't switch places. But Redfire and Andrea, yet again they're fighting. Redfire, for whatever reason, is down to P9. But again, Andrea has to get to fighting with Redfire quicker than probably he expected and probably he wanted. This time fighting for P9. Yellow's behind, that's still Railmaster trying to do something. Redfire slide on the exit out of turn 8, I believe that is. Andrea trying to go for a move, but just doesn't really have the space. Just about has the space on the inside. Mintoki as well tries to go for a move, and she does get a move on Andrea. Andrea tried to go for a move on Redfire, but lost the position to Mintoki. So instead of going for P9, he got P11 instead. Not really the numbers that you want to combine it, especially in, well, not really Florida, but Florida is the closest city that we race in.
Nice attack by TB on the inside of Shorts, heading into the hairpin, and that will allow TB to go up into 4th place. Mercedes switch positions again, seeing it on the map. But yeah, TB, despite that minor damage to the wing, he's holding on, and Night Owl thinking of doing the same thing. He's trying to mount a challenge on Shorts, but Shorts keeps him back.
Yeah, especially that as the laps go on, Shorts has mediums. Again, Yellows, this time it's for Rekt, who spun on the exit out of turn 2. Doesn't seem like that he has damage. No, he does have damage to his right hand side this time. A lot bigger damage than what Fake TB has. But back to back to TB and the Williamses. Williamses have got hot compared tire compared to F1 Shots, who has mediums, as he goes for a long shot dive bomb into turn 11. And does he get the job done? No, I mean, Night Owl is trying to as well to go for a late send on F1 Shorts, but in the end TB still stays in 4th. But yet those mediums will be dying quicker than those hards, so as the laps go on, hards are going to be the better tire to be on as the laps go on. So F1 Shots we could see F1 Shots not really tumble down the order, but just lack pace in the end, and possibly could get himself overtaken by Night Owl eventually, and maybe perhaps by his teammate in this race, Frank, as well. As behind Mintoki is up to... Well, no, she was actually in P9 anyways. But Reese is trying to make moves as well on the Alpines after his, well, spin, as he has got damage as well on his wing. Dairy Goat spins as well in turn 1. I guess he got spun round there in the place that he spun. But to the top 3, short bit, they have completely run out. They're completely gone compared to the rest of the grid. 6-second gap between Josh and TB, so they are so far in front. as F1 Shots tries to go for a yet another move on TB, this time a lot better, not a massive send that we saw last lap, and Shots is up to 4th for now. But let's see how the ERS is looking for the two. I mean, F1 Shots has got less ERS than TB, but 80% or 100% on this massive straight line doesn't really there's not that big of a difference, especially that TV doesn't want to go for the overtake. Just save ERS, stay back, and play the try to play the long game, I guess, and try to get the overtake mode, and then try to go for a move into turn 1 with the overtake mode. Does he get it done? Short still is trying to defend it, but TB with the inside into turn 2 is back to P4, and that is how you play it smartly by TB, just trying to get the overtake mode. You can regen a lot more and then deploy a lot more. Reese, in the meantime, in the back, goes for 12.
Ooh, Gecko!
Yeah, Gecko fucked it.
Gecko's crashed!
Gecko's crashed on the exit out of turn 8. Drops down to P9 now. He could drop it to P10. Yes, he will, at least for now. And he has a broken front wing as well.
No... Yeah.
Broken front wing, so this is terrible news for our championship contender. He's not the leader because he has only won one race, I believe. That was in Japan, but you can just see by his turning that the car is not turning. The car does not want to turn, and that is with the lack of front downforce that he has. Of course, the rear is going to be a lot more stable now, but with the lack of front, he's not going to turn, especially through the first sector S's, where that front end is very crucial. As he goes now wide into the hairpin, could we see Gecko retiring from this race? I mean, he already is out of the points. He still tries to go on, but I mean, he's trying to still go on for a bit. At least, I don't know. Do we have in here some?
Just before Gecko crashed out, I was about to say that while the Red Bulls and the Williams were battling it out, this brought Mintoki into the fight now. She's up in the 7th, and she's right on the tail of both the Williams and a little contact with Frank Tank. Now, could have been a little costly there, but yeah, very solid stuff. Very solid stuff for Mintoki to try to put some pressure on both the Red Bulls and the Williams pair. And also, she's got both the V-carbs of Top G and Red Fire on her tail as well. Reese got past Andrea to go into the 10th place spot. Reese, unfortunately, is still out of the points as the top 8 are the only ones that get points.
Yeah, at the moment, the V-carbs could battle out for the final points paying position. Unless Reese gets involved in here, then probably Reese would get that. But in the top, Frank Tank's Night Owl is very close behind F1 Shots actually, but just doesn't want to go for the overtakes. Sliding as well on the exit, or like drifting on the exit out of the second to last corner. But doesn't want to really go for the move
Classic
yet.
understeer.
Yep. But in the meantime, Yellow's again that's wrecked. But because Gecko spun, and now that he has damage, he's pretty much out of contention for anything. Fake TB at the moment is on course to get himself a sprint podium in here in the sprint. He still has 2 laps to go, so it is very possible that he could go on for it. And as Night Owl, he has the better tires at this point. Williams could go for a 3-4 in this race and pretty much become the top scorers in this sprint with 6 and 5 points, compared to Mercedes going 8 points and Ferraris with 7 points with P2. Williams could be the top scorers out from the sprint, with Red Bull pretty close. I mean, they would be going for 3 and 4 and 3, so they'll be with the same as the Ferraris. Frank Tank is very close. Doesn't want to go for the overtake. I mean, of course, that's his teammate in front. So no going for risky overtakes. But yeah, at the moment, Williams is 3 and 4. So it's looking very, very good for that team. Mintoki, she trying to go for a move. Doesn't yet, as we start the final lap of the race with this. Can't really say midfield. It's like top. It's like low.
Here she goes.
High end. As Mintoki does go for the overtake on the exit out of turn 3, and she's up into P6. Could she go for as well a quick move on F1 shots? Maybe not into turn 11, but maybe into the hairpin. We'll see. I mean, she's very close though. She's right on F1 shots gearbox. Same amount of ERS from the both of them. Is she gonna go for the down inside into turn 11? No, she doesn't. Doesn't want to go for it yet. She doesn't yet have to. She has the better pace on those hards compared to the mediums.
Turn 17 is the best shot.
See, Frank Tank. Oh no, Frank Tank completely destroyed it with that corner cut, and Frank Tank takes the position from Mintoki. Well, Mintoki is not going to go for that move on F1 shorts. Frank Tank playing a bit dirty there. Cookie wins the sprint. Josh takes a comfortable P2. TB is going to finish on the podium with a Williams, of course a broken one a bit. Night Owl is going to finish 4th. F1 shorts 5th. Frank Tank very controversially in 6th with that corner cut in the chicanes. Mintoki 7th. Top G rounds off the points paying position, and then it's Reese after that spin on the first lap. Redfire 10th. Minoko 11th. Andrea disappointingly in 12th. Just no pace whatsoever. Finlay 13th. Regen 14th. Gecko 15th as well. Very disappointingly. Dom 16th. And then Derigoat 17th. Wrecked in 18th. And the Railmaster is at 19th. We're gonna sit here for quite a while as the Railmaster is now going into the twisty section, so we're still gonna sit here for quite a bit. But oh, that's Gecko's mistake, and pretty much no points. Gecko is gonna extend his championship lead by quite a bit. Pretty much what Gecko winning and Cookie winning and Gecko P2 in the main race would do. Pretty much the same, so doesn't do good for Gecko's championship run. They were only 4 points apart coming to this race. After the sprint, they are now 12 points apart. So Cookie could finish, if they would want to be with the same amount of points, Gecko would need to win and Cookie could finish. Well, they can't actually. If Gecko would win, then there would be no way of finishing with the same amount of points. But if Gecko would finish second, then Cookie would need to finish. There'll be 6th. Isn't it? Yeah, 6, because 6 gets 8 points. So yeah, then that would do. Dear Cookie, I mean, we still have a long calendar to go. It's only round 4 out of 20, so still a long way to go. But of course, you want to maximize every single race that you can. And what Gecko did in the sprints didn't really didn't maximize anything. That is not maximizing every race that you can. So we head on into the short quali. So an 18-minute quali session now. No, Williams 4th. That result though, Night Owl goes into 3rd position in the driver's standings. Since Reese got no points, Alex Norris no racing, Savage no racing. So Night Owl is gonna go up to 3rd. But of course we still got the main race, so it could happen as well that Night Owl is gonna not finish in the points. and then Reese is gonna finish 4th, and then Reese will be back to 3rd. So yeah, I think we know the favorites for the pole position, don't we, Titan?
Hmm. This will be an interesting qualifying for sure. Yeah, it's definitely going to be up there to decide on if Gecko or Cookie will be going for pole position for what will be Mercedes' third pole of the season. But also don't rule, despite the hiccups that he had in the sprint. I wouldn't rule out possibly Andrea for a potential challenge too. Um, like I said, he did have a scuffed sprint race, but maybe he has the time to adjust his setup, get the things that he needs right, and then go for a potential shot to run with it.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite a distant uh, potential that he could go for a pole, but he did show in Australia that he can do it. Of course, then in the race it's a bit more difficult, as we saw in the sprint. He fell from, what was it, like 4th down to 12th, so yeah, the race pace is not really there. But maybe at least in qualifying he could put up a fight, at least possibly a fight. In the sprint, though, we did see that well, Josh was 2.5 tenths back from Cookie, and Cookie was 2.5 tenths back from Gecko, so it's gonna be a Mercedes 1-2 most likely. Who that Mercedes is gonna be in front, Gecko or Cookie? That's then, well, I would guess Cookie for the pole from the two Mercedes. Honestly, the more fun question would be who is gonna get 3rd. Which I would say, I mean, Josh did very good in quali, finishing 3rd, so I'd guess I'll put him into 3rd. What about you, Titan?
Yeah, definitely good on that in that regard. Definitely we'll have to see how these drivers handle and running with this. We got a couple of cars out and about on the track. Minico currently getting on a lap, but he's on the inters, just having his old fun. Finley out on track as well on the lap. Regent on there too. Both of these guys, some of these guys would love to have a better run for their short qualifying than they had for their sprint race, especially in Regent's case after the incident that he had earlier in the early stages. But let's see what we got here. I'm on board with Regent right now, actually, as he's navigating through the tight chicane
Yeah, the
of
same.
14 and 15. Now coming out of 16, get to the back on here, and now roaring his way down to wrap up the lap there. I believe that's Minico getting out of the way. So it looks like Finley's just up ahead, so he will be the benchmark time. He comes across. Let's see what Finley's got.
That was Minigo.
Oh no, that's Minico. Okay, so it's Finley that went behind, that region went past. So here's Regent's time. 27.8. That's decent. We'll see what laps are the others are going to be putting in and
Yeah,
rocketing out there.
yeah. It is early on in qualifying, but I think that was somewhat similar to what he did in the sprint quali, I believe. Fake TB goes 2 seconds faster than Regent 25.8. So that's a lot more like it. Of course, broken Williams, but still a very good time by TB. F1 Shots goes P2 26.162. Not really the pace that I expect from F1 Shots as of right now. But maybe he just cannot be asked to. He just couldn't be asked to practice a bit, or just cannot be asked to really drive. Just driving out there for the fun. Although he's a full-time driver in the Red Bull. Yeah, Josh as well in fourth, but that's a lap on the Inters. Then we have Derigoat just about to come across the line, and he goes third, 127.737, just in front of Regent. Then we have Finlay uh, crossing his lap. Just in front of him, there is one of the Cadillacs. I have to quickly turn down my engine noise because the game decides that can't decide it can never decide what the engine volume is. Uh, I I don't know. Do you have the same problem? But one session is like super quiet, so you have to turn so I turn the master volume up, but then on the other session it's like very loud when you turn the volume up, so then you have to turn it down again. I don't know. Do you have the same
Hmm.
problem? But I
Yeah,
have
I've had it
both.
like once in a while, but not commonplace.
Uh,
But Reese, I was just on board with, just completed his lap. It's a 26-0 for him, nearly 2 tenths slower than TB's time.
mm, wait. I
That
mean,
Williams is just crazy. I like it.
yeah. I mean, the Aero isn't. I mean, it's got a very good engine, the best chassis. The worst thing about it is the Aero, but I guess the chassis just makes it up for it because it's. I guess from that, if it has the best chassis, then it's like probably up there in one of the lightest cars. I guess it's just overall quick that it can challenge it in the top. If you've got a good driver in it, then you can really challenge it up there in the top, as we had in GPR on Tuesday. Uh, a lad in the Williams won in Brazil in the race, and in the quali he was like 200s away from pole position. So if you put a not really like a really good driver like Gecko, but if you put someone like Night Owl in it, or someone maybe as bit faster than Night Owl, then you can really do some wonders in that car, surprisingly. Just with that broken FOM chassis. Um, so yeah, Night Owl rounds off his lap and he goes P2 300, not hundreds, thousands of a second slower than TB. So you could say pretty much the exact same time with his teammate. And when they front row lockout, but of course the two Mercedes drivers haven't set their times as they're about to do their times. Cookie goes fastest, 125.667. Gecko on the back straight now. Not really a back straight. I mean, it's second main straight, you could say, honestly, because it's as well so long. Gecko is going to come across the line and is going to go fastest by quite a long while. 4 tenths clear of Cookie.
Ooh.
125.236 by Gecko. A very good time. In the meantime, Mintoki went 7th, 26.2. Rekt has a pretty decent time in the Audi, 27.0, at least in the position that he is in P9. Behind Top G, he's 4 tenths away, so yeah. We'll see what the others will do. There's still Andrea to set a time. Josh, Miniko, still they need to set their times on the softs. There's still Dom, Redfire, Tank, and
I'm on
Bobby.
Frank Tank. I'm on board with. He's on that back straight to get his time wrapped up into the major hairpin of 17. And that'll wrap up in 18-19 to finish off that lap. No time on the board. Let's see what Frank Tank's got for his time. It's going to be a 26.3. That's going to put him just about a little over a tenth behind Minico. So now Minico is sandwiched in between the Red Bulls.
Mm. But then F1 Shots is sandwiched between the two McLarens. So yeah, the McLarens and
That
Red
is
Bulls
true.
really love each other at the moment. So far, still have Josh on a lap through the chicane and through probably the most awkward bit of the lap. Well, definitely it is. 3.6 seconds faster, but of course the last lap that he did was on the inters, but still with that improvement, I mean he's gonna go up there pretty much with the Williamses. At least he should. At least in the sprint he did a 25.7, I think it was, or 6, and he goes 25.760 P3 right in front of the Williamses. His teammate in the back, Andrea, invalidated. I guess typical, you'd say, Italian activities, and not really wanting to go for. I just cannot do stuff normally, I guess. At the moment, Redfire through the chicane. Say, well, it's not really final chicane because there's one only chicane, or not even chicane. If I can hit, that's a bloody hairpin. 26.527 goes P10. Then Mintokish seems to be on a lap, but I think she's gonna go into the pits. Yeah, she's gonna go into the pits. In the meantime, Cookie improved his time, completely missed that, on the same set of softs, 25.488, but that's still 2.5 tenths slower than Gecko. TBC, no, he's not on the lap. He's not dumping his battery on the main straight. Bobby not. Is it only Andrea on a lap? I think it is only Andrea on a lap.
Yeah, Bobby invalidated, so
29.420 for Andrea through the first sector. ERS dumping on the whole straight. Quite lacking on the ERS on the straight. Could save a bit more probably through the first sector. But that's for my liking. And just put it in on, and then you save shit on a VRS by just while driving through the chicanes. It's got pretty much 65% battery on the end of it. 101.135. Apparently fastest second sector, but that's the biggest lie in the track map history. That bug has been going on since like, well, when did I start
22,
commenting?
I think.
Yeah, that was probably
I think it's F122.
yeah, that was as well the time when I started commentating. As Andrea goes P6, 126.046, so not a bad time, but quite far behind his teammate Josh. That is about 3.5 tenths slower than Josh, or no, that might be actually 2.5 tenths actually. My math's not working. There we go, on the left. But you can see. Just want to point out, we have like quite like we have a lot of teams just next to each other, like Gecko and Cookie next to each other in the same team. TB and Night Owl next to each other. Then we have literally from 11th to 20th, like 2 V-Cups next to each other, Audis next to each other, Alpine next to each other, Haas's next to each other, and then Cadillacs next to each other. So, quite a rare moment, and if F1 Shorts would be a little slower than Mintoki, then we could see as well McLarens and Red Bulls being right next to each other, and then I don't know, if Josh would have been a slightly bit slower, then we could see as well Ferraris being right next to each other, so we could have like this perfect lineup up until now, where there he goes 14th, 127 and 164. But
you want to know how tight it is between those two Williamses? I just took a look at their fastest laps. Literally in the first sector, TB was faster than Night Owl by 0.003 of a second. In sector 2, Night Owl was faster than TB by 0.007 of a second.
Jesus.
And then in sector 3, TB was faster than Night Owl, also by 0.007 of a second. So these two are practically identical in regards to their lap.
Jesus. I mean, talk about just talk about perfect teammates. But talk about lab being absolutely synchronized to each other. Like
Absolutely.
next to, like you cannot get more, like 2 labs more synchronized than that. You just straight up cannot.
No, you definitely can't.
As we nearly head to the last 2 minutes of qualifying, Regent improves his time by 4 tenths, moves up only by 1 position to P17. Mintoki improves her lap to P6, but there's still most of the top drivers still yet to do their times, second laps. So Mintoki could see her fall down a bit. As from the top, Josh starts his first flying lap. Of course, there's quite a lot of drivers behind started their laps. The Alpines are at the moment quite far down in 16th and 18th at the moment. Kind of expecting to maybe be a bit higher. Rex at the moment is gonna cross the line and finish his time. Stays 13th, even though he improved by 1.5 tenths. Stays 13th. See what... Well, I guess we don't see what Josh is doing to the first sector. And neither do we see Cookie, but Cookie apparently fastest first sector, but that could generally be the fastest first sector since it's Cookie in the Mercedes.
38 thousandths down for Josh in that first sector. 38 thousandths behind. Comes to his second sector split here, and he's lost even more time. He's a 10th behind now on his personal best. So
Cookie 3.5
Josh
tenths
loses
up.
a dis.
Cookie 3.5 tenths up,
Ooh.
but Gecko as well is gaining 66 thousandths through the first sector. Cookie could go for a provisional pole if he holds this lap together and Gecko doesn't improve on his time that much. Josh come across the line, did find time to the third sector, but not enough to even improve his time. Cookie rounds off to the line and goes provisional fastest, 125.101. Gecko through the second sector interval. Is he gaining? Not, he's not. He's lost time through the second sector, 600 down through the second sector. So we could potentially see Cookie going fastest in qualifying and going for pole position. Gecko has a bit of traffic in front of him in the name of an Alpine. Reese goes third. Gecko, can he go? Does improve, but not enough to go for pole position. Taking back the pole position that he lost at the moment. F1 Shorts 8.25.967. Then the 2 Williamses. Nidal first. Does he improve? Yes, he does. 2 tenths. Hops into P4. TB to the pits. Mintoki is not improving. Andrea is improving. Half a second up through the second sector. Goes third. 7 tenths up. 125.340. So great lap from Andrea as well. Anyone else on a lap? Top G is on a lap, 2 tenths faster than his previous time, and it goes P11, 126.383. Seems like maybe Derek Goat is done as well, so that is qualifying done. Cookie goes fastest in the qualifying. Gecko P2, no real surprises there. Mercedes lock out the front row again. Then there's a bit of a shuffle. Andrea third, Reese fourth, Nidal 5th, Josh 6th, TB 7th, Mintoki 8th, then the 2 Red Bulls of F1 Shorts and Frank Tank. Top G in 11th, Red Tiger 12th, Miniko 13th, the 2 Audis Rex and Bobby. Then Dairy Goat, Finlay, Regent, Dom and Railmaster. Last, a second back from his teammate, Dom, who is 8 tenths back from Regent. So Cadillac's not having a great day.
Well, a bit of a bad, a small bit of a bad joke to put in on here, but Cookie getting that pole. Just make sure I have the number correct here before I say further. There we go. Yep. Okay, so Cookie getting the pole, looking pole here. This is his 38th pole position in F1. And for Mercedes, it's not only their third pole of the season, but this is also the 67th pole position in RPL for the Mercedes team.
Is that the most, or who has the most poles?
No, it is. No, it's not the most poles. Most poles is currently held by Red Bull with 106. But
Jeez.
a crazy fact here though is that for right now, Mercedes with that 67th pole they got, they equal the amount of wins that they also have in RPL too. They also have
Mm.
67 wins in RPL.
So so that's like what Hamilton had with his race wins and poles just being equal. Well, not anymore, but the the perfection. So they kind of, if they want true perfection, they would need to, well, win this whole race. They would need to let someone else win. Pretty much. I don't know. Perhaps Spain 2016. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind.
Just looking at it. Look at some of the comments in the drivers chat. TB just saying Williams master class, and Ardell just says Williams cheating more than George Russell. Ouch.
Mm. Yeah. Hey. The, I I don't want to spoil you anything from the qualifying. You'll see what 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 they mean.
Mm-hmm.
It's not George Russell's fault though. It's the FIA being shit, as always. But the Ferrari heart got broken.
Very true. Well, let's see what strategies these drivers will be coming up with. Looks like
mm,
I'm seeing a near equal choice of mediums and hards being put into play for the drivers. We'll see how this goes. I do not know what the tire wear is going to be for this track
yeah,
compared to the last cycle, but I knew basically it was two stop pretty much at every race.
yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights and the lights out. Now, and you go here in the Miami Grand Prix. Cookie gets a good start, as well as Gecko, so the Mercedes should be pretty much uninterrupted in the top. The same with Reese getting a good start. Hopefully he doesn't get fucked in the back again. As Josh gets a pretty good start, jumps to 5th. Infinite TB, who the two Williamses kinda looked that they switched places, but they didn't. Frank Tank drops to P11. Pretty clean start there. There go 3 wide between the V-Cups and Frank Tank through turn 8. Frank Tank comes out the worst as he drops down to P12. Derigo as well drops down to P19. In the top, no changes honestly. It's pretty safe. As behind, Bobby goes for a move on Minico. The same with F1 Shorts going on a move on Night Out. The two are still fighting. Night Out decides to drop out as he was on the outside, and of course going side by side through the chicane is not really what you want to do. You'll just end up losing more time going side by side than just backing out. You'll at least drop one place instead of how many you will if you go side by side through the chicane. But so far pretty clean from the drivers, except for Frank Tank, who I think he started from 9th or 10th. He drops down to 14th now. He started in 10th, and he's on the mediums as well. He goes for a move on Miniko, and does end up in front of him. So only down to 13 now. But still, not really a good start for the Red Bull, even though it might be still a bit of a tank. The Red Bull shouldn't be that big of a tank with its car being overweight.
It is his name. Maybe Frank Tank can navigate this tank to some good points, perhaps. I mean, to be fair, Frank Tank did race the RB a few races, and he is really putting the speed in the wow, almost a collision with Bobby going into turn 11. Bobby deciding to saying hi, I'm not done with you, gives a little shove, but Frank Tank saying, nah, you're not my type. You're out of my way. Out of the way. I'm up in the 12th now.
Yeah, and now next car in front of him is a V-Cub of Top G. The V-Cubs that, well, he wants a 3 wide into turn 8 on lap 1. Bobby's still battling now, this time with an Alpine of Finlay behind. Ooh, a bit of contact there between Finlay and Bobby. Perhaps someone turned a bit late or turned a bit earlier than he should have. But Bobby's losing places, a bit of a lag, but quite a big lag actually there. It seemed like it. For me, Bobby just phased through Miniko and then almost went into a wall. But Bobby still manages to keep at least one of the Alpines in front. In 14th, Minik. No, again lag. Fuck's sake. Hey, it's annoying. Cookie though has no ERS in his tank, and Gecko just cruises past him, just easy past him, just because Cookie had no ERS whatsoever. Gecko into P1.
TB takes advantage, goes down the inside of Andrea, puts himself into the 5th place spot, and earlier on in the lap, the Ferrari swapped positions, so Josh is in the 4th spot. So Andrea, in just about 3/4 of a lap, just lost 2 spots. One to his teammate and one to TB now.
So, I don't know, maybe Andrea's racecraft is... He might have to work on his racecraft a bit. I mean, maybe... well...
Miniko on the inside of Shorts.
Andrea as well went into the back of Night Owl into the hairpin. A bit late there. Mintoki and F1 Shorts as well going side by side through the final corner. F1 Shorts still in front, though they're going exactly side by side into turn 1, but Mintoki late breaks. Does go a bit deep, and F1 Shorts is back up to P8, so Mintoki again is gonna have to overtake F1 Shorts some point. F1 Shorts well,
that's a smart play on F1 Shorts' part. Definitely a smart play because he backed off, and that led to Mintoki breaking late, and also she had that lockup as well, and that allowed Shorts to take advantage to get into there. Bobby Leon's just, by the way, just had an issue. He dropped multiple spots, but yeah, that thing that Shorts did to Mintoki, smart play as she's thinking about trying to get back at him.
Yeah, the Mercedes are now. Gecko was running a bit low in ERS, but still keeps P1. Reese still maintains the 1 second gap to Cookie, so he still has the overtake mode available to him. Josh as well keeps close to Reese. TB is a second over behind. Andreas still keeping close to TB. Then it's a bit, well, not watered down, but spaced out now with action, and cars not really being that close to each other, or at least close to each other to go for moves. Even in midfield it's the same. Then it's the 2 Cadillacs that, well, in real life you would say collecting data, but you can't even say here that collect data because, well, with the driving you can't really do much other than learn the track and learn the car a bit better for the next race. But when the car is dependent on the game devs to be updated, and as we can see, it's almost been a month that that the game has been out and Williams still has the FOM chassis, it can take quite a bit. It can take quite a bit that the cars are gonna get updated again.
Slingshot by Mentoki gets past F1 Shorts to get into the 8th place spot, but Shorts sticks his nose back in. Thought about retrying again, but couldn't get the momentum on the apex to get some right momentum. So Mentoki is back in the 8th spot. Let's see how she hangs on to it at the back straight here.
I mean, both of them have had pretty much 100% ERS on the exit out of turn 16, so Mintoki should be able to just use a lot of ERS and keep the position as she does. So she is up to P8, just going a bit wide in the hairpin, allows Red Fire to get in there, get close, get very close actually. But I think with the amount of ERS that these drivers have on the exit out of turn 16, should be able to just, and he does, defend the position by just using a bit of ERS. And they still have quite a fair amount of ERS through the first sector. Romaster the first one to go into the pits. What I saw from the graphic is that these drivers will be going for 2 stops. Well, at least from Bobby I saw that the showed 2-stopper. So we could see a 2-stopper in here, and it's like for most tracks, wasn't it? I think that's what Reese said for us. What, or did he say 1 stop? I can't really remember, but it's like mostly 2 stops.
There are some tracks that 1 stop is doable. You just have to be a tiny bit mindful with your tire management. Of them. Well, I won't spoil one of them, but one of them is going to be showing up on the calendar in about a month. So that is one track that's definitely a 1 stop, but just have to be careful with your tire management. Pretty much it.
Yeah, and as well, it's the worst when with the race time management, mostly because of the included well, 45%, 55% split with the battery and ICE, with the amount of power that you get.
Oh, we got trouble.
Yeah, Regent spun on the exit out of turn 18, goes pretty quickly into the pits. There he goes as well as in the pits. But Regent on the hard going into the pits and retires from the race, so our first retirement is in the Haas. But yeah, it's just a lot harder to maintain that rear tire life with just how instantaneous the power is from the electric power side as Cookie moves up to the race lead. Reese still close to the Mercedes, so, and as well with those hards at the moment, he should be quite competitive compared to the Mercedes, as Andrea gets a 3-second time penalty. First 3-second time penalty from top runners and even midfield runners. So yeah, not great for Andrea. I mean, Miami is not that easy. I mean, it's not the worst track to get track limits, but it's not the easiest either. It's like there's like 2 places, possibly 3, that you can get track limits. The chicane.
Yep.
And then the S is pretty much the right-hander. And then possibly the long left-hander. Andrea loses it on the exit of turn 3. Massive drift and slide on the exit. Just nearly avoids the barriers, especially the barrier on the outside on the left. I mean, you could say that was a big save by Andrea. At that place, it's very easy to just spin out and head into a wall. Very lucky not to hit a wall, but that was something out of, like, that was so close to the walls. He could go compete in Formula Drift with that, honestly. Jesus, that was close. I don't know if you saw that, but that was close to the outside wall from Andrea.
I caught the end of it. Sadly.
we talked about tire life. That's not one of the ways that you save the tire life, but he definitely gets some
Nope.
skill points, or like drift points for that. That was that was very good, and he didn't even. He managed to save it like that. After that drift, he didn't do a 360. He just managed to face the right way anyway. So in the end, not a bad drift from Andrea, but unfortunately he did lose places to Mintoki and Night Owl. But yeah, I think that's least of his worries that he lost 2 places. He could have lost probably the whole race, honestly. And in that time, when Andrea again loses it on the exit at turn 3, it seems like it, this time off camera. So there might... Oh, again.
And he does got damage now. Oh, there he goes again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
hard in the wall.
Yeah, he
Those rears are cooked.
Yeah, his rears are cooked. And maybe he would have rear wing damage as well if that thing is enabled. I mean, if he spins there like that,
Yeah.
kind of shows that
I think he did rear. I think he might have rear wing damage.
Yeah, it depends if that mode is available. But yeah, I was also trying to say, Rowmaster spins on the exit out of turn 3. But I was trying to say that in that time when Andrea spun the first time, if one shots went into the pit, yeah, definitely. Yeah, he has definitely rear wing damage. He can't even turn. He can't even brake properly. Yeah, F1 shots went into the pits. The first one from the top. The 2 V-Corps switch places now into the hairpin. Tank in there as well, behind the 3 Red Bull cars, pretty much. Fighting for P8. The 2 Audis fight as well for P13 a bit. Bobby gets past wrecked, but they're quite close. Bobby has a slide on the exit out of 18. And Bobby, is he gonna get overtaken by wrecked on the outside? Doesn't seem like it yet, unless Bobby makes a mistake. We have seen already 3-4 drivers spinning on the exit out of turn 13. Andrea retires. So that's done. And seems like Reese, or is it migrating host? Oh. A? But Reese is still in here.
I guess maybe Andrea was the host?
Maybe? I thought that Reese is the host. Okay. Anyways.
No, I thought it was too, but I think Cookie, I think it was either Cookie or Andrea set it up.
I mean, I guess. Anyways.
But Reese got past Gecko and gets in the second.
Yeah, with those better tires at the moment, with those hearts, just being at a better state, gets to second. Gecko sends a fake one into the hairpin, trying to scare him away. Let's see, is anyone gonna hit from the top? Not yet, it seems like it. From the medium runners, of course, we don't expect hard runners yet to pit. But the medium runners, we could see some
Night
pitting.
Owl is going.
Yep. And he's on the hard, so he's going somewhat earlier for the hard runners. He's definitely going for a 2-stopper. He's going for another set of hards, so he will definitely have to pit. We have a safety car out on the circuit. Doesn't seem like anyone pinned it though. Doesn't seem like anyone did anything dumb. Speeds in the pits. Doesn't seem like any. What?
Oh, there it is. Brewmaster. Brewmaster has no wing.
Oh, I can't see it. F1 Game is giving me the greatest camera at the moment. Oh, yeah, I can see it. I mean, that would kind of explain it. Although, a full safety car for broken wing is a bit... okay. But we have a full safety car out on circuit. This doesn't really benefit the hard runners much. I mean, depends if drivers are gonna go for the 1-stop or the 2-stopper. Still a bit of a question
Definitely
mark.
depends on it, but I know this. if both Mercedes think about pitting, this is gonna screw. This will screw up Gecko just a bit because he's right smack dab behind his teammate. Whoa, Reese almost lost it on the exit of the hairpin, and they are coming in.
Yep, they are.
Oh,
Everyone,
Gecko almost hit the back of Reese.
everyone's coming in. I mean, is Reese gonna get blocked? No, he doesn't. He just phases through Gecko. But Gecko is definitely gonna lose a position to Josh. Yeah, he as well loses a place to Fake TB, so he loses 2 places because of the double stack. Night Owl, of course, is gonna stay
Mintoki
out.
also had a
Yeah.
Mintoki had a minor double stack, but she is okay. And
Mhm.
Gecko's got a bit of
Oh,
some
there's a
little bit of
race.
lag.
There's a
Just
race.
noticed it.
Who is now in front? It seems like Night Owl is in front of Mintoki. There's a bit of a race between Night Owl and Mintoki on the exit of the pits, but it seems like Night Owl is in front, just about. So Night Owl didn't really lose that much time in the end. F1 Shots gets, well, he got also a bit screwed over because he pit it 4 laps ago. Miniko onto the softs, interestingly. The only drivers on the mediums or anything else on the hards are Reese, Miniko on the softs, Finlay medium, and Dom on the medium, and Reese on the medium. So everyone else is on the hards, so it's a bit interesting. I mean, some of the hard runners will have to pit. Again, like Night Owl and Mintoki will have to pit again because they are running double hard now. And that's it. I mean, in terms of tire life, I mean, Miniko, Finlay, Dom, and Reese will have to pit again. The rest, I mean, F1 Shorts probably will have to pit again as well because he's got already tires 4 laps old, 4 race lap old as well. So this safety car could really screw over Reese because he's gonna have to pit again because of tire life. Everyone else besides Night Owl and Mintoki, they could generally just stick it out. F1 shot puts, as well as the 2 Alpines. I guess they'll be going for Hawks, at least Miniko does, Finlay. Seems like the same, yeah, the same. So at the moment now, only Dom, Night Owl, and the 2 McLarens will have to pit. And Roadmaster, but he's, well, still quite a while back. He's got no pace. To be honest, he's got no pace.
That's a complete surprise.
He gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pits under the safety car.
Drew's not having a great time.
No, he's changing his wing now. Wait, he didn't pit last time out? No, he only now pit. He did a whole lap, full lap with a broken wing. And now he only now pits.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Maybe because of how far back he was a lap ago, he thought maybe if he went in that lap ago, he probably would have been lapped. So he probably just did that just to prevent from getting lapped.
I mean, it may, I guess, but he's now 42 seconds behind Finlay. I mean, if there's luck, the safety car doesn't come in this lap.
But anyway, just before that happened, I just took a quick peek at my social media during the brief time we had the safety car active, and I just found out that well, for those that watch it, WWE just has Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia, And Sami Zayn just pinned Cody Rhodes to win the WWE Championship.
I have no comments on that. I literally do not watch WWE.
Well, I do
Nothing.
wonder how invade. I wonder how Ferrari's TP does invade thinks about it because he watches it.
Uh-huh. Ferrari, T Ferrari TP. Wait, are you talking about Fred Vasseur or RPL?
No. I mean, yeah, invade
Ah,
Ferrari for RPL because
okay.
invade watches it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit confused. Yeah, that kind of says that
Okay.
I'm not interested in WWE at all. I do not follow it at all. No social media, no nothing on it.
Very good.
Safety car should be in this lap. In this, I think so.
It should be.
We'll see. Yeah, it is this lap. So now Cookie is going to be the one controlling the pace, slowing down as he can to about 80 kilometers, 90 kilometers an hour, just backing the pack a lot.
Oh,
Tank gets a 10-second
Frank
for a
Tank.
severe collision with Top G.
I think everybody's slowing down. Just threw him off.
Perhaps.
Can't tell if Frank Tank's damaged. I can't see it.
Cookie's going.
But
Cookie's already
Cookie
going.
just took off.
Yeah, trying to catch the field off, but he couldn't. Reese is all the way in his back. Boost is still not enabled, neither is straight line mode. Now it is enabled. Reese is quite close behind Cookie. Of course, Reese has got the better tires at the moment. The mediums working better now compared to the hards. Of course, those mediums will warm up as well a bit faster than the hards. Because the drivers' tires will be a bit cold on the safety car restart. F1 Shorts is making moves on Dom already. But Reese so far is a bit far back on a Cookie. Not going to be able to go for a move. Neither is really anyone else on anyone else. The pack is a bit, well, the opposite of bunched up. Miniko going for a move on Dom, but Dom is in a Cadillac as well on the... Well, I mean, medium should be faster, but he's anyways gonna pit later on. Back to the top. I mean, and not...
Yeah, he's not the only one because also TB, Night Owl, and Mintoki have to take another stop later on because they started on the hards. They went to their second set of hards, so they got to pit a little later on. So probably for TB, Night Owl, and Mintoki's case, they have to hope for another safety car potentially later on in this event, so they can hope to get off of the tires onto the mediums and perhaps salvage some decent points from it. Right now, if it remains green rest of the way, they're all three of them are going to be out of the points.
Yeah, I thought TB started on the mediums. I think it's...
He's on the hards.
I guess I missed that. But as of Reese, unless he does like somehow preserves those mediums, like I don't know, he's gonna like gently massage them, but still push or maintain good pace on those mediums. He's not gonna make it to the end on them, so he's gonna have to pit as well, probably faster than the hard runners currently, TB, Naira, and Mintoki. So yeah, as well, he might be a bit in trouble. That could potentially put Josh back to or up to second, and Gecko would be third, and then the V-Cubs would be quite nicely in the 4th and 5th, because Naira, Mintoki, Fake TB, and Reese would have to go again for a pit stop, so they could be up to 4th and 5th. So that would be very good results for the V-Cubs. So far, TB goes for a fastest lap, 1:27.460. So very good lap by TB. Not a bit of a
It's too bad
surprise.
the fastest lap point don't count anymore.
Mm, it doesn't count since 25, 24, 24 was the last year and F1 game that it counted. Night Owl is a bit lacking pace to the top 5. TB is hanging in there. Night Owl cannot really maintain the same pace as he's 2.5 seconds back from Gecko. Rowmaster again doing his lovely stuff as he's already 16 seconds back from Dom, and there were apparently yellow flags through turn 3. In the top, not much happening. Reese lost quite a lot of time. Now Cookie is 1.2 seconds in front, so Cookie's just chilling in front. Gecko would be quite interested to get in front of TB, but just with the amount of ERS that these drivers can just save through turns 11 to 16, and then later on Josh goes wide into the hairpin, goes wide, and TB goes from up to 3rd. Gecko as well will be pretty interested to take that position. So far can't really do anything around the outside of turn 1 is not doable either, so Gecko's still in 5th. I already forgot what I was talking about, honestly.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, Josh also just had a couple of lag spikes. My end.
I've been getting somewhat lag spikes the kind of whole race, so
Oh, Night Owl in the penalty box.
yeah, as well him. So not really favoring himself at the moment that much. Red Fire is close behind Mintoki with a good pace. Rowmaster retires in the pits. Josh takes back the P3 as well. TB loses a place to Gecko. Gecko is trying to go around the outside of Josh. Can he get the double move? Does get that double move on TB and Josh. TB kind of looked like he just let them through, kind of, or maybe he just lacked the ERS. But yeah, Gecko up to 3rd, Josh back to 4th, TB down to 5th. Mintoki is up to 6th in the meantime as well.
Yeah, she got past. Yeah, she got past Night Owl, and Red Fire attempted to go past. But Night Owl kept Red Fire back and tried to mount an assault on Mintoki. It got very tight up to the tight chicane, and Night Owl finally had to relent and let Mintoki go. But that was really tight and close just before that tight chicane.
Gecko is quite close behind Reese. Those mediums are falling off as the gap between Cookie and Reese has increased to 3 seconds. Gecko gets in the penalty box as well.
Ooh.
3-second penalty as well for him. TB and Josh going side by side into turn 8. TB going for a move and getting the move done. So he's up to 4th, but has less ERS now. Gecko tries to go for a move on Reese. Does Reese let him? Yes, he does let him. Behind TB and Josh going for yet another scrap for 4th. TB still able to defend himself from the dive bomb that Josh did. Hopefully not in the hairpin, not the chicane. No, he doesn't. But Gecko is up to 2nd. He has a 3-second time penalty, but probably Reese will be able to hold the 2 behind him for some time. And with Gecko's good pace at the moment, he'll just be able to outrun the cars behind him. Also, since Reese will need to pit again. Anyways, Frank Tank overtakes Red Fire into turn 17. Carbon fiber of someone's car, that is Top Jihu, got himself damage in the hairpin. He wasn't really close to anyone, he just lost the end plate. Wrecked as well, gets a 3-second time penalty. That's quite random damage from Top G. I don't know, maybe he just lost it on braking? Quite weird.
That's a bit weird, but there it goes. TB out inside of Reese, goes up into 3rd. So TB up in the third place in the podium place, and with Gecko with that 3-second penalty, TB could be going for we'll be looking for second, but bear in mind TB does have to pit again in the next few laps because of those hards. And it's really unfortunate that he had to go from hard to hard because I mean, TB, if Williams did get some pure luck and wind up getting a podium, this would be their first podium since season 7 for Williams.
Mm. And this would be the prime time to do it with well, a broken car, but still, you need to still get that podium as Josh overtakes TB, so he's up to third, but you still need to deliver in that good car anyways. So, but unfortunately, TB still needs to pit as well. Uh, Pretty much the four places, TB, Reese, Nidal, and Mintoki have to pit. Those four drivers need to pit. I mean, of course, Reese doesn't need to pit, but with the tire life, he's gonna be down to 12th probably by the end of the race, or he might get a puncture. Rex gets himself a 10-second penalty. He pits again. Mintoki as well gets himself a gets herself, sorry, a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah.
Might get.
That was actually my reaction. I'm in Toki's penalty.
TV is again close to Josh. Not going for a move. The gap soon is gonna be good as there's a safety car yet again. It's Bobby. Again, that's another driver who destroys their whole front wing, and that is a lifeline to Williamses and McLarens that needed to pit. They can now pit under the safety car as Josh gets to driving a drive-through for speeding on the safety car.
And he came to a stop at the track because of that Delta, and TB nowhere to go, hit the back of him, and he's got damage.
So Josh has ruined his race completely at the moment.
Yep.
With that, and gets a 10-second penalty.
10-second penalty. Oh, 2 miles an hour over.
Yep, that's.
And he retired.
Yeah, in the pits. I mean, kinda expected. F1 Shorts is gonna take. I think he's gonna take the race. No, he doesn't. Gecko just about manages to come out in front. No, what? Where's my life timing is bugging and it's saying that. Wait, what? It doesn't. It doesn't.
No, Gecko's in fourth.
Yeah, for me it says he's still in first. It's bugging, but he's in fourth. Finlay and Shorts haven't pitted. Reese with no tires else to go to. He goes for the hards. TB mediums. Redfire hards. Mintoki and Miniko then go for mediums. There you go, as well stayed out. He's in 10th. Nidal and Frank Tank pitted for mediums and hards. Top G, Bobby for hards. Dom for medium. Rex serves his 10-second penalty. And he goes for a set of softs. Those softs will last a lap or two. But hopefully as these drivers are gonna cross the line, the game is gonna update itself, so it's gonna show that Gecko is in fourth because, well, it's for whatever reason bugging a bit. I don't know, Gecko would be leading by a lap then. Perhaps. Yeah, Finlay, Cookie is in first. He should be pretty easily in first. Unless F1 Shots and Finlay pit now, they could cause some disturbance to the cars behind, which is Gecko, Reese, TB, Redfire, Mintoki, Miniko, well, everyone in the back, pretty much. Do you see what I see as well? Gecko leads
Yeah.
by over 1 minute and 57 seconds.
Yeah. It's glitched again.
Hmm. So he somehow is leading, but by over a lap. I never thought that I would see this glitch again, because this glitch happened to me once. It benefited me once in a league race back in 2020, F1 2020. I don't know how, but yeah, Gecko somehow ends up leading the race by pretty much a lap. I don't know. I guess hopefully the game would
Should fix itself.
yeah, as the lap is gonna go on, but I mean, the game even thinks that he's a lap in front because Gecko has got 2 lap old tires compared to Cookie, who has 1 lap old tires. So it really thinks that he's a lap in front. So we have lap 24 out of 29. The safety car came out on lap 22. We've pretty much skipped a lap. What? I mean, okay. We've skipped a lap. Ah.
Oh boy. Hopefully this better fix.
Gecko is gonna get the
Because this
easiest
is
win of his life at the moment. Probably it's gonna. Gecko goes off the circuit. Ah, probably. Yeah, he probably just wants to.
probably because the game's glitched.
Yeah. Just wants to let everyone through. But I would say that he would need to just don't disqualify yourself.
Oh boy.
He might get disqualified himself.
I
Like this. Okay, he doesn't.
oh, this is just not right at all.
I mean, they could potentially just reinstate him. Could have just reinstated him to whatever position he was, but yeah, yeah, he's still a lap in front. The game really thinks that he's a lap in front.
Yeah.
Oh
But
boy.
technically, and yeah, there's mass confusion because everybody just passed the safety car.
Yeah, yeah. I think Gecko
Yeah,
could
there's
it.
mass confusion.
Uh, I think the best would have been for Gecko to just continue as he was, perhaps. Although to be fair, if no one got hurt because of that safety car stopping, everything is going fine, then I guess that was pretty alright.
Yeah, yeah. Gecko's going extremely slow, and I know. And normally we're supposed to be like, oh, you have to be above a certain speed, but literally this game just glitched over. So Gecko is like, no, I need to. I'm doing this just so everybody can get back up. And we know Gecko's in fourth, so probably once the field catches back up, Gecko will move out of the way to let Cookie, Shorts, and Finley through. That way, everything will be reorganized back in place, or everything should be reorganized back.
Yeah. It's gonna be a bit hard. I mean, to be fair, Gecko could just go off track again to just let everyone through always, but I guess there's gonna
Yeah,
be like what? There's gonna be like 3 laps of racing.
4 laps left.
4.
4
Yeah.
laps left racing. Yeah,
This benefits F1 Shorts and Finlay because they got essentially an extra lap of, under the safety car, so pretty much 1 lap less of this, of this, of this. As Reese sneaks in front of Gecko, Yeah, Gecko is telling Reese to mo just move out the fucking way. Yeah, he's really he's not having it. He let everyone through. He let everyone unlap himself and gave the positions back as well, just for Reese to just be like, just to take the position. Overly unsportsmanship from Reese. Anyways, the safety car is in this lap. Cookie again is going to be controlling the pace. Cookie not slowing down as much. Rect is just chilling in the back. As Cookie
I can't believe
goes,
Finley's in third.
but Cookie goes already, and well, with the he catches out F1 Shots, but of course F1 Shots has the worst tires. He stayed out on those hards. So now Finlay and F1 Shots need to stay out and just go for it on those hards as much as possible and defend themselves as much as possible. I don't really expect Finlay to get a podium, neither F1 Shots, but still a decent result would be up there, especially that Mintoki and Nairo have 3-second time penalties. That would be the target, to be in front and at least keep that within the 3 seconds of them. But yeah, behind Finlay there is train of cars. There's 3-4 cars in front. Gecko goes for a massive send down inside on Finlay and Reese. Finlay tries to go around the outside to defend his position. Can he defend his position on Reese? I don't think he can. Still side by side with Reese though. Reese gets a 3-second time penalty for going for multiple warnings. Could say that was a bit...
Could be arguably removed, yeah.
Yeah, but that could be as well a bit of karma for the fact that he tried to get one position on Gecko. Gecko is trying to go for a move on F1 Shorts now into the hairpin and does get the move done. So Gecko is back up to P2. He's 3.5 seconds back from Cookie, but he doesn't really care about that, to be fair. Did Finlay go into the pit? No, he didn't go into the pit. I thought someone went in the pit. But Finlay is just trying to defend his position with 3 laps to go. Finlay loses another position to Red Fire into turn 1. Might lose yet another position to Mintoki. Yes, he does. So he's down to 8th. F1
Reese is
still...
all over the back of Shorts.
Yeah, half the grid is. F1 Shots just going really, really slow with those old hards. Just doesn't have the turning compared to the others. Just really has to do something. Just has to dump the batteries almost, well, every single straight.
Doesn't have any.
Almost. He does have enough to overtake Reese though. Reese plummets down to 6 just because he had no ERS. TB goes in front. He does go off the circuit though. Red Fire, out of all people, is in 3rd now. TB in 4th. Reese back up to 5th. F1 Shots in 6th. So somehow Red Fire is up for grabs for a potential podium. There's still
possibly 2nd.
There's still little over two laps to go, but there's a possibility for that. Reese goes for 4th as TB is trying to save battery. Seems like it. F1 Shots.
I'll note this.
I don't know what.
I'll note this very quickly.
What is?
I'll note this very
on?
quickly. If Red Fire somehow manages to pull off the impossible and gets a podium, the last time Red Fire Tiger was on the podium was season 7 in Zandvoort. That was the last time that, and it was actually the only time Red Fire appeared on the podium. So what a momentous run this could be for him if he does the impossible. He's now just about to be out of range for Gecko for the 3 seconds. Now he just has to keep Reese back.
Yeah, he has to defend Reese. I mean, Reese has the 3-second time penalty. Could be argued that it can get removed. But for now, Reese has the 3-second time penalty behind. TB overtakes Nidal. Probably a bit of a team order as the shot just goes a bit straight on. Into turn 11, trying to defend position from Mintoki, loses 2 more positions than he would have lost to Mintoki, to Miniko and Frank Tang. But Tiger, now he just needs to keep TB behind him for pretty much one more lap, a little over one more lap, and as well keep himself within Reese's 3-second time penalty window, which shouldn't be that hard in the end. With the one lap to go, he's got 2 seconds, 2 seconds margin to that. He's got the first sector, which is probably going to be the trickiest, where the most of the time is going to be lost, but he just needs to manage his ERS well, as Reese has pretty much no ERS through the first sector. He's going to be a sitting duck on the first sector compared to Redfire. Redfire has 30% more. Reese is going to be a sitting duck, like I said. Redfire is going to gain a fuck ton on Reese on this massive straight. You can already see by the gap, he is gaining almost 3 tenths, down to 3 tenths from 9 tenths on just one straight, just because Reese did not have any sort of ERS. Redfire, unless he bottles it through the chicane, is gonna be on the podium in this race after penalties. TB in 5th. F1 Shots and Finlay are in 10th and 11th with staying out on those hards. Back in the top though, Cookie, with those two safety cars, drove a brilliant race from pole position and extends his championship lead over Gecko to pretty much now 19 points over Gecko. Gecko is going to finish 2nd. Reese is going to finish 3rd on the track. But Redfire is going to take his first podium since season 7, like you said, and his 2nd podium overall in RPL and F1. TB in 4th, Reese 5th, Frank Tank in 6th as well, surprisingly, with what his pace was. I think the rest of the grid is what it was. Did not see what it was. P7 was another V-Cup, I think it was. No, it was Miniko actually in the 7th. Night Owl in 8th with his 3-second time penalty. F1 Shot in 9th. Finlay rounds off the top 10. Then it's Bobby, Mintoki, Dairy Goat, Top G, Dom, and Wrecked, the last one, classified since he did 90% of the race. And then it's Josh, Raumasa, Andrea, and Regent, DNFs.
Game gave the driver today to Redfire.
I mean, he did come from 12th to 3rd in the race. So even from that, it's a driver of the day by the game. So well done to Redfire. Well done to the two Mercedes as well, keeping their domination ongoing. Their first 1-2, I think it was no, Gecko was 2nd already, and it wasn't in China. They already got their first 1 and 2 in China, I believe. The race that I didn't see, so yeah, very good race in the end. First lap was a bit, well, for the first laps it was a bit boring but safe. Yeah, the last lap was pretty good, pretty entertaining, or the last laps. Oh,
that was just insane.
it was.
Wow. But yeah, Redfire getting a podium is just crazy stuff. Let me just make sure I have the thing correct here. And make sure I have it. Are you Redfire? Ah, there you are. Yep, there you are. Season 8. Season 8 was his last podium in RPL. And for VCarb, if it is official, this will be VCarb's 20th podium and their first one since season 12. which was right at the end of the F1 23 game cycle. Holy cow!
Mm,
I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss for words. It's just crazy.
yeah, very long wait for Red Fire for a podium. That is, I mean, well, in years that is like probably 2.5, might be. Well, I mean, I mean, yeah, it definitely has to be. It's season 15, and that was season 8, so well, that was like on F1 25 probably. What the fuck? 23, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
a long, long wait for him. Um, in the driver standings, yeah, like I said, Cookie extended championship lead, and yeah, China was the race that Mercedes got their first 1 and 2. That was the race that I didn't commentate. Yeah, Cookie extended championship lead to 19 points. Uh, seems like Reese should be still maybe in front of Night Owl, but that's not enough math. Not my math is not that good, especially that. Let's see where Reese is gonna finish in the end. But in the constructors, of course, Mercedes extend their championship lead to, I don't know, closer to 200 points than yeah, just their fourth win in a row. McLaren should be still in second. Red Bull with that performance, they might drop behind Williams. Ferrari still are searching for their first podium in this season. They already got a pole position, but they can't find a podium. Um, let that sink in. Um, and yeah, next week is gonna be uh Canada, like you said. I'm kind of trying to find the calendar, but there it is. Uh, there it is, Canada with a sprint, and then in 2 weeks' time it's gonna be Monaco. So I don't know. For Monaco, we might just I don't know. We might have to take out our summer chairs and or beach chairs that there might be more better called. I don't know, some booze if you want to make it more fun at that race. And yeah, but that's in 2 weeks
What, for
time.
Canada
So
next week?
no, Monaco too in two
Oh.
weeks. Monaco in 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
So we're really saying it so that people have enough time to 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 plan out that race or pick up a pillow and make sure the shifts are not like
Yeah.
from the 1972 Grand Prix. Um,
And I think it's crazy when one thing I will say with like the real life Monaco Grand Prix is that literally it's like the most expensive Grand Prix to even go to. Like,
mm,
I remember one year just for shits and giggles. It was, I think it was the 2022 season. I decided to look at what the tickets were going to be, and literally the most expensive one I saw was one of the private yachts, and it was $40,000 a person. I'm like,
Jesus.
I make that's that's like 90% of what I make in a year.
Mm.
I'm not spending a yearly salary on a ticket to Monaco. Hell no.
And then that's just a seat, isn't it? That's I don't think that includes like the cost of flying and just overall travel and stay. I guess it might not be that ridiculous too. Yeah, expensive it is, anyways. Uh, anything else to add, Titan? To the end?
I should be good. That was a very good race to watch,
Yeah.
despite the glitches.
Mm. And as well the well, arguably one of the worst tracks to ever come out. I mean, Caesar's Palace might be worse because that's just very boring track, even to look at. But in the modern day, one of the worst tracks. Very good race. Anyways, so yeah, see you next week on Canada with a sprint as well. So see you then. Ciao.